Hello there friends, Mystery here, and today we are returning to the Arc Mall for another build. This time we are going to be blitzing the enemies super fast with maximum attack speed on this thing. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite weapons on the class. It kind of reminds me of the RBD Shock Maul with that intense stagger, but then it of course has the activated mode where you start to explode everything with lightning. And one of the major downsides of the weapon is it takes a long time to charge up, but you can scale that charging speed if you can attack faster, right? If you can hit more enemies more quickly, you'll get more charge back. And so that's the goal behind this today. Plus, we're stacking a bunch of crit because those arcs can crit as well. So with that being said, let's get into things. We first off have the Arc Maul here. I'm going to be putting crit chance and damage versus carapace on here. There's really no reason to go for anything except for carapace. This is like the one type of enemy that we can't instantly kill, more or less. So we'll put carapace on there to deal with crushers and be able to bonk those other maulers and plasma gunners in the head for the extra damage. For the crit chance, obviously, is we need a little bit more crit chance. Crits are really good on this build and on the Arc Maul in general because the arcs can crit as well as the base attacks, of course. And then blessings, execution and enhance will take arcs. Now, there is some argument to be made for perhaps swapping out a couple of these blessings, but I think that the execution blessing, just 20% damage versus staggered, is going to be a very solid one here. If you are interested in other blessings that are available, you could swap for confident strike that would give you more toughness and more defenses. You could go for thunderous, which would apply brittleness to each enemy hit, although I don't necessarily know if this is like all that necessary. Given that we already are applying that brittleness, the same amount of brittleness, every time we critically hit. So we have a pretty good chance to apply that anyway. And then, yeah, enhance will take arcs. So yeah, if you find yourself using this pretty proficiently, this can actually add a lot of damage to our build and the jump power. But yeah, those are probably the main ones: Thunderous, Confident Strike, Enhance will take arcs, Execution, and maybe Hammer Blow if you want a little bit extra stagger in there. But yeah, that's the setup for the Arc Maul. The range weapon, of course, the Arc Rifle, critical chance, damage versus flak, charm reload, and cavalcade. This is only really going to be used when there's like a massive oncoming horde and a choke point that we can just fully mag dump, right? If we just want to keep firing. This does not have any ammo regeneration built into it like my other Arc builds, so this isn't like designed to be the primary damage dealer or even hybrid. It's a mostly melee build where this is a good fallback in case you got a couple enemies that are a big wide horde enemies, because this thing can actually just destroy a whole horde of metal and stuff, and that's just great for when enemies are coming at you. You can also use it to apply guaranteed brittleness to targets at range if you got like crushers or bosses going on your team and you can't quite reach them. Then we'll come down here to our curios. We are going maximum toughness, regeneration speed, ally revive speed, and combat ability regeneration. My standard curios for this class. It is so good. You know, all those are amazing. If you didn't see my video on why toughness regeneration speed is so good, well, it's because of this aura right here, which is insane. So let's begin with the talent tree. I guess we'll go to this right path first. Our goal here, by the way, is to stack as much attack speed as possible, and we'll also pick up a couple of defensive nodes on the way. So we'll have binary ballistics protocol over here, then threat detection imperative, superior defense engrams, and hybrid combat covenant. All three of these right here are going to be triggered and kept uptime by our drone. And our drone, our servo skull, is going to be using new spheric command, because a lot of the time when we are fighting, as we'll come up here and do auto repair doctrines, electrostrike conduit, augmented power cycler, then shockline breach protocol, we like cleave because hitting like hordes is a very fast way to fill back our capacitance, because you get some points for every enemy that you hit, and then we get some more from this. System shock, resurgence, retribution conduit, and then yes, as I was saying, voltaic emitter this is only going to be used when there is like a really big moment where that disruption effect is going to play a big deal, or when you have a massive engagement where you know in the next 15 seconds these sort of buffs, the extra 15% attack speed, the extra 15% or the extra electrocution is really going to come into play. Don't be just spamming this for every little last, regular dude. Save it for big impactful plays. Make certain that you have the disruption up, the wide range done, and the extra buffs when you need it. So stack it to 3 stacks, and then we'll use our extra capacitance basically when we're nearing our cap to cast new spheric command, which will be great because that can be used to just pick off tons of annoying elites while we stay primarily in melee conserving ammo. and we can go power redistribution uplink, last stand relay, channel motive force, into Artificer Service Skull with New Spheric Command. Then down here, we'll take this Flux Conduit buildup, and then here we are with Adaptive Combat Calibration, another set of cleave, which really helps us to punch through hordes and get much more capacitance back. Progressive Plating Matrix, another amazing defensive node here, because this can also be stacked by our Service Skull and therefore New Spheric Command, meaning if you just single target, press the tag key one time, this will instantly stack to full, and it'll stay full most of the game. Then we have Uncapped Arrestor here, which can stack to 12.5% attack speed. By the way, we took this one all the way up here for 15 attack speed when we're channeling it at 2 stacks or above. So with these both active, we would be at like 27.5%. Over here, 3% general damage on successful melee attacks, stacking 5 times. And then Adaptive Combat Engram, and finally we'll take all of the nodes under Flensing Protocols. And what that will give us is, it will give us another 12% melee attack speed, bringing our total attack speed to just shy of 40%, and our crit chance will be pretty high, 12% here, then we'll have 6% here, and could be even 22% total when we have just ulted, right? So we have that. Plus, we have the weapon base of 5, so we're like 27, and then the class base of 7.5, so we have somewhere like in the mid-30s, like 35% critical strike chance, which is not half bad, and we definitely want to get those crits for that extra damage. And then we'll go higher purpose over here. This is going to allow us to get so much more of our juice back, especially because if we use Artificer Service Skull's New Spheric Command on an elite or specialist target, he'll get that kill, and he'll refund this credit right here. So he actually refunds most of his cost anyway. And increasing the max stacks at 8 and replenishing all stacks. Oftentimes, you know, this build can... other builds that use Flensing down here can be difficult to keep those stacks up, but because New Spheric is so easy to use to pick off stray elites and specials and stuff like that, just tag them and you'll get 2 stacks back. I think this is just a very easy and comfortable way to keep Flensing up, even if you are in the thick of things and taking hits while you're out there doing your melee thing. So that's the build. It is super aggressive, as you probably saw in the intro. Tons of damage output. I really love just going crazy with the bonks, and it feels great to have a whole horde of gunners and be like, oh yeah, you were gonna shoot me, and now you're all dead because I'm just bludgeoning you to death with lightning power. So yeah, enjoy the build, guys. Let me know what you think. Watch the here's some more gameplay footage for you to enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Mr. Beyond, bye bye.
How's the change with the patch on that ability? Watch the rest of it. Yes. What a racket! I think. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this barrel to get my HP back. Oh, don't hear it. Oh no, the barrel, you gotta hear it. Thank you. Thank you.